everybody, welcome back to the Game Over Club. It is I, Retro Max. What?
Nothing.
And today I have Will over at the MaxImpact24 Channel.
Hello.
Yes.
Greetings.
And today we're going to talk about the greatest wrestling game ever made.
That's not a video game.
That's not a video game.
It's a pen and paper and dice game.
Called Champions of the Galaxy.
Champions of the Galaxy.
Yes, the GWF.
Yep.
Not Global Force Wrestling.
The Galactic Wrestling Federation.
Yes. And, how did we come upon this awesome game?
We stumbled upon this. It was just a standalone game. It was in a little piece of cardboard, yay thin.
Yeah.
It was up on a shelf in our favorite local gaming store.
Yeah, the G.
Game Masters.
$5. I remember it was for $5.
It was $5?
That was it. $5 flat. We went in one weekend on a Saturday, and we were looking at it, and I was looking at it,
what is this? Because we've never heard of this before.
No. And so we passed on it. Then the next weekend, we're like, it was still there. And that's when I picked it up for $5. And I remember we walked home. It was like almost night out by the time we got home, and we're like, oh, I can't wait to play this. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then we set up our first tournament and Crown Champions, and we didn't know. We reread it, and there's charts that go with it.
It's a really easy game. I mean, there's nothing really much to it. No. You know, you're rolling six-sided dice, basically. All you need is two six-sided dice and the charts.
Yeah, and it comes with it. It's red and blue, little dice.
That's the actual official little dice.
Yes.
But I actually don't remember it being nighttime or anything like that.
Yeah,
we passed on
about nighttime, and we came into the door, and when we started right away after that.
Because we were huge wrestling fans back in the day, and
we still are. I am anyway.
Yeah, well, the new stuff is kind of bad, but
that's how.
Anyways, that's a different video.
that's a different video into itself.
Yeah.
And actually, anytime I feel crappy about being a wrestling fan,
This is the perfect game.
This is the perfect game because you're the promoter of the GWF, so you get to set up all the cards, all the wrestlers.
Yeah,
there's Thanos.
So this game was made in the late '80s, right? Like 80.
It's 86.
Was it 1986?
1986. It came out. Tom Filsinger, Filsinger Games.
Filsinger Games, if you don't know.
Yeah.
FilsingerGames.com to get this game, by the way.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you can get it, basically. You have to go through their online web store to purchase all these items.
And it's still going to this very day. They just celebrated the 30th anniversary last year.
Isn't that weird? I've never heard of this game prior to seeing it at the GME store.
Apparently, earlier in the 80s, it was advertised in PWI magazine.
Apparently, yeah.
So you get to see a big picture of Spike. He's all cool, and there's been different sets since '86. So once a year, twice a year,
they would crank out
another installment, and it's pretty much set. And it starts. The original set starts in 2087. So you're in the far-flung future, and
it's basically, think of Star Wars.
Star Wars meets pro wrestling.
Yeah, and there you go. That's totally it.
Just a bunch of wacky and awesome characters.
There's alien wrestlers. There's human wrestlers. Things like that.
Everything. Managers and valets, and there's later on you get even talk shows or whatever to mayhem ensues and different type of matches.
Just to kind of spark your imagination. It gives you different ideas.
Yeah, and it's totally up to you. You can each edition comes with a new booklet, which tells you what's the story that's going on of that current year, and then wrestlers can retire. Some new wrestlers come in, so you get new wrestling cards.
Sometimes wrestlers get upgrades or downgrades. Sometimes because their wrestling skills get better, so that's reflected in the card change, an upgrade or a downgrade.
Yeah, or maybe they get older and they're slower, and they'll get a downgraded card or whatever. But
it's a really neat game actually in that regard because. Like you said, every year there's a new booklet and a new set of cards that come with it. So then you can kind of continue on its story path.
Yep.
And this has been going on for 30 years. So there's been a continuous storyline for 30 years with different wrestlers, all these wrestlers.
Yeah, and like I said, they retire. Sometimes there's a son or a daughter or whatever that'll take the mantle or whatever.
It's really
or family members, whatever.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, it's an awesome game, and there's the back of it. Just simple, simple maneuvers or whatever, and stats. And you can use advanced stats, or you can use just the normal.
Who's the artist for this one? Chuck Carter?
Yeah, Chuck Carter.
Chuck Carter, he's the classic artist for the original GWF sets.
Yeah.
He's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. And there's some more here.
The Mutant, that's the Mutant. He's one of my favorites, even though he's a jobber. He's awesome.
Yeah, and you get some wrestlers are just enhancement talents. They're not really good, so
they get pinned easier.
Yeah. So, and there's some of the older characters, Commander Sam.
Yeah, it's a simple game to play, but it has some complex rules if you want to add that in.
Yep. You can have tag matches. You can have anything.
You can pretty well do any kind of type of match. It's ridiculous.
Like this is a different set. This is the second set, and it's from.
That's one of my favorites of that set.
Yeah,
Bishop Hell.
Bishop Hell is cool.
He's got the illegal fireball. He throws fire in somebody's face. It's awesome.
He's like the Sheik. Yeah. And there's Spike. There's the original Spike card.
Yeah, he's cool too. He's a gladiator. They're awesome.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's like we reminisce about wrestling. And we're like, hey, we have our old favorites like Macho Man, Bret Hart, and Hogan, and or whatever. Yeah. But when we talk about GWF, we talk about the old sets because the old sets have all of our favorites. Even though we didn't grow up with the 2087 set, we actually picked it up
late in our
much later into the continuity.
Yeah. But
we just love the older stuff. The older characters are a lot of fun. They all have mannerisms. They all have a certain way that they speak in the game booklets and all that. It's really cool.
Or you can have them be baby faces or heels or whatever you want in your federation.
Yeah.
What most people did back then was you took a notepad and you just write down the different matches. You can have as many matches as you want. You could have 8. You could have 12.
12 on a card.
You could have 4. You could have whatever.
Yeah.
And I still run my own federation, to this very day. Which I just got the brand new sets that just came out. So
that's pretty cool. Even today, 30 years later, they're still bringing out new sets.
And now they're colorized, so they're not black and white.
Yeah,
they're colorized cards, which is cool.
And they have an online game where you can just play. You don't need all the cards or the dice. You can actually just play online. Use your mouse to click, different choices or roll the virtual dice. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. Who are some of your favorites?
Are we just talking like overall or just in the original set?
We'll say the original set, because the original set came with 24 wrestlers. That was the roster.
Okay.
There was the Gladiators for tag team, and Proteus and Octagon, the Greek gods. There's another team. But